Where have rent prices spiked the most? Well, it's not New York City, but New Jersey. There was a comparison here in a New York online newspaper, and it was basically talking about the tri-state area, which area has gone up the most. Now, one of the reasons that the apartments are going up so high in these areas is the property taxes are so high. New Jersey has a property tax just under 3%. It's like 12 times higher than the property tax in St. Kitts. To give you an example, in St. Kitts, you can get and we're talking about a country that has no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. But the property tax is like 0.20% of whatever you're purchasing, with a $29,600 US exclusion before that 0.20% kicks in. So basically, you're paying almost no property tax. But what happens is when the property tax is high, then the rent prices have to be high because they got to cover all this property tax that's in these high tax countries. And most people complain about income taxes, but I'll tell you something. There's people I've run into that are big real estate buffs, and they pay a lot more in property taxes than they pay in income taxes. I mean, this is especially if you're heavy leverage in properties, and you might not have a lot of assets so much that you or equity that you personally own. It's a lot of debt, but you have to pay the same property tax if it's paid off. And this can throw you in where you're paying tremendously high taxes, and if you rent, you're going to have to charge a lot more in rent. So if you're looking to also rent, you can come down to St. Kitts, and literally in Frigate Bay, you can get rentals for $500 US a month. I mean, that's how cheap it is. But they were talking about here in the article that New York may still have the most expensive apartments in the tri-state. But where prices have gone up the most recently, well, you have to look across the Hudson River for that one. According to an online rental platform called Zumber, the area that has had the biggest spike in the average cost of a one-bedroom apartment from 2022 is now in Jersey City. Now, the average price of a one-bedroom apartment in the city across from Lower Manhattan now is $2,990 US a month. Now, what that is it's still less than New York City, where the same priced apartment goes for $3,370 US a month on average. The cost of Jersey City apartments have skyrocketed by 33.5% year on year. Now, meanwhile, New York City's average rent has gone up just 3% from 2022. Now, while White Plains, which is an area of New York, was the third most expensive city to rent, according to Zumper, which said that the average rent for one bedroom in Westchester County City was $2,670 US a month. Can you believe that? St. Kitts you can literally rent right near the beach for $500 US a month in a country that has no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax, and almost no property tax. And we're looking here at in New York, we're looking at $36,000 a year for a little box. I mean, it's just amazing that I think people just don't know that there's a lot better places you can live and with a lot nicer weather. And remember too that St. Kitts doesn't have a state or a federal income tax. Okay, that adds a lot to your bill. That you can end up taking home. Of course, if you're a U.S. citizen, you're still going to have to file your taxes, but you can qualify for the foreign overseas exclusion and not have to pay taxes on earned income if you qualify for that exclusion of $112,000 for husband, $112,000 for wife, and there are other exemptions too you get, and that's a round-off figure, so a little bit higher than that figure, and then it goes up every year. So you're looking at roughly $224,000 US a year income that you can make tax-free if you qualify for that tax credit, the foreign overseas exclusion. And that include if you buy massive amounts of property, you're getting almost at no property tax versus what you have to pay in places like this. New Jersey, as I mentioned before, is your property tax is just under 3% a year. That's 12 times more than what the property tax is in St. Kitts. Now, other cities that have seen big spikes in the rent costs include West New York, where rent is up 26.7% from 2022, and Stamford, Connecticut, up 24%. Now, from month to month, Union City, Syracuse, and Poughkeepsie each have seen increases of 4.6% or higher. Now, this is a huge, huge difference. And remember, too, in a country where you got 2,000 millionaires coming in each year with only a 50,000 population, you're going to see where St. Kitts prices are going to go through the freaking roof. Do your math, okay? We got around, they don't really give us the figure on the citizenships, but when they were given figures, St. Kitts was bringing around 2,000 citizenships a year, actually over that at one point. But let's say you do 2,000 citizenships a year, and in 20 years, that's 40,000. That's 40,000 citizenships in a 20-year period. That's almost the same number of the populated people in St. Kitts minus 10,000. But all of these are multi-millionaires, and some of them are billionaires, and they don't just get citizenship. A lot of them buy multiple properties. This is what's pushing up the property prices in St. Kitts. This is the time, if you really want to be getting some deals, I'm going to tell you, right now is the best time to do it. Rentals are extremely cheap in St. Kitts. You can still get really good prices. Now, Frigate Bay now has pretty much built out, but you can get out in the outer areas, but you can get also resales in St. Kitts in Frigate Bay at pretty good prices. But now here's a look at the cost of a rent for one-bedroom apartment in 20 cities in the New York City area. They had a chart here. I'm just going to give you the top 5 and let you go from there because of time constraint. Also, folks, if you want to legally get around high income taxes and how to get a second passport, as quick as 45 days, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And number 2 is I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. Okay, now let's look at the first one, New York City. Rent for one-bedroom apartment. This is one bedroom. You're looking at $3,370 US a month versus St. Kitts around 500. Okay. Now there are apartments that are more than 500, but I'm giving you on the low end, okay, on what it costs. But I'm going to tell you, I don't know if any one-bedroom apartments are nowhere close to $3,370 a month, not even half that figure. Now let's look at a change from 2022. Is in New York City, rent prices went up 3.4%, and then for the year 2023 through March, rent was down, negative 5.1%. Now that's on a one-bedroom apartment. If you look at a two-bedroom apartment in New York City, the rent for a two-bedroom is $3,820 US a month. And then the change from 2022 was it was up 13% on the rent. And that's the same thing in also St. Kitts. You'll find out that two-bedroom apartments, not only does the rent do better percentage-wise, but also the growth on the apartment as far as when you resell, it's easier to resell, and the growth is actually better with a two-bedroom versus a one-bedroom in most cases. Now, the change on the two-bedroom from 2000 and for up to 2000, March of 2023 was a negative 4.5%. That was for New York City. Now, let's look at New Jersey. New Jersey, it was one-bedroom apartment was $2,990 US a month, and then you're looking at the change from 2022. Listen to this, up 33.5%. Okay, now these landlords have to cover these high property taxes. I mean, it's incredibly high there for just to have a few properties in taxes. Now, the change from March of 2023 on a two-bedroom on a one-bedroom apartment in Jersey City is just barely 1%. It was 0.3%. Now, if you look at the rent for a two-bedroom, you're looking at $3,330 US a month versus for the one-bedroom, which is $2,990 US. And the change from 2022, listen to this, this is a two-bedroom, 42.3%. This is how much the rent. It looks like the rent is pretty much in a bubble in New Jersey right now. But the change from March of 2023 is 0.9%, and that was up through March. Now let's look at White Plains, New York. This is a real ritzy area right there near Greenwich, and you're looking at $2,670 US a month. This is for a one-bedroom, and the change from 2022 was negative 3.3%. The change up through March of 2023 was a negative 1.1%. And then a 2-bedroom apartment in White Plains was $3,770 US a month, and then change from 2022 was a negative 6.9%. Of course, theirs was down more for a 2-bedroom than a 1-bedroom in this instance. And then the change from up to March of 2023 it was a negative 6% for White Plains for a 2-bedroom unit. Now, I'll give you just a couple more here. Fort Lee, which is another area up in that area, which is $2,440 US a month. This is for 1-bedroom. And the change from 2022 was 1.7%. And then up through March of 2023, it was a negative 6.2%. Now for 2-bedroom, the cost for renting a 2-bedroom there in Fort Lee is $3,160 US a month. And the change from 2022 was negative 8.1%. And then the change up through March of 2023 was negative 4.2%. Now, Stanford, Connecticut, this is another. These are expensive places up in the northeast part of the U.S. Stanford, Connecticut, $2,380 US a month for 1-bedroom, and you're looking at a 24% growth for that year. And then up through March of 2023 was a negative 1.2%. For 2-bedroom in Stanford was $3,280 US a month for rent. And then you're looking at 17.1%. That was for the year 2022, what rent prices increased at for a 2-bedroom for that year, 2022. And then you're looking at 0.6% through March of 2023. But these are, just showing you the expense that you can remember. Rent is basically going down a rat hole. So if you're looking for cheap rent and you want a place too where you can keep your money, your tax money, there's no comparison. You can live right next to a gorgeous beach in St. Kitts for $500, $600, $700 a month, and pay no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. Now, some of those I just mentioned, you're going to have to literally relinquish your U.S. citizenship. The foreign earned income exclusion, if you're a U.S. citizen, okay, if you're a U.S. citizen, that only helps on your earned income. For the foreign earned income exclusion, it has nothing to do with your investment income or your estate and inheritance tax, if you have any of that. Anyway, if you want to learn more on this, folks, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button right on your screen right here. We got right under 900 videos. This is where you pick up a lot of good tips and can save you a lot of money. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.